Welcome to today's Tom Talks webinar series. I'm Nick Ramfos, the Director of the National Operations Center of Excellence, or NOCoE. This webinar is being recorded. A recording will be shared on our YouTube channel and through our newsletter, and will be available on the website within the coming week. To get the recording, please follow us on YouTube and register for our newsletter. All participants are going to be muted throughout this webinar, so please use the Q&A box on your Zoom toolbar for any questions for the presenters. And for general questions for NOCoE or anything else, please use the chat box. We'll be doing a Q&A after each speaker. The webinar has closed captioning and transcription options as well. Access to those are also on your Zoom toolbar. Before we begin, I just want to thank all of you who are joining us today. We began a robust Tom Talks webinar series for 2025, which is going to be held quarterly. And after the webinar, we want to hear from you via a short survey that you'll receive about your preferences for our webinars and how we can best assist you. We also offer you PDHs, and you'll get a PDH for this webinar as well, so please be sure to access those. This is part of an ongoing series on the use and value of the Transportation Operations Manual, or what we call it the TOM. Our last Tom Talks webinar in February highlighted the TOM's guidance on the strategic, programmatic, and tactical elements of TSMO plans, and the panelists dove into specific elements of a TSMO program plan. The webinar also focused on the program plan development process, and exemplary practices were shared from Minnesota, Ohio, and Texas on how they develop their program plans. Last year, we focused on the uses of the TOM, the emerging topics, sections, and resources to help with the TOM. Those webinars, along with the February webinar, are recorded and on our YouTube channel, and you'll see the link in the chat box for those. This year, we're going to continue our talks about quite a few sections on the TOM, including the institutional and planning chapters and the tactical elements chapters. Today's webinar is going to focus on guidance on performance measures for operational improvements and TSMO programs that have developed comprehensive performance measure programs. As many of you may know, performance management is a key aspect of the project development process, as project outcomes need to address identified performance measures and meet performance criteria. The addition of TSMO-focused performance measures can increase the emphasis on operational outcomes when delivering infrastructure programs and projects. Today, you're going to learn about how TSMO programs can gather and implement performance measures for both system performance monitoring as well as the multi-year project development process. Presentations will focus on the TOM's guidance for level of service, reliability, and other operational measures that are repeatable and sustainable, allowing agencies to prioritize and update their TSMO strategies and to reevaluate the measures in the future. You'll also learn how the Green Book ties into performance measures. The AASHTO Green Book is a design reference manual that is continually updated to align with the state of the practice. Per the Green Book, projects to improve existing facilities differ from new construction in that features of the existing design that are performing well may remain in place, while features that are performing poorly should be improved where practical. In addition, most chapters in the Green Book include a statement that dimensional design criteria are provided as a guide for new construction. Now I'd like to give you just some additional background on the TOM before we hear from our panelists. At AASHTO, we have three pillars of transportation systems management and operations, or TSMO. First is the Transportation Operations Manual, and then the next pillar is the National Operations Center of Excellence. And lastly, we do hold a number of regional operations leadership forums, or what we call the ROLFs, all across the country. The TOM is available to all state DOTs for free. You get 5 downloadable PDFs. For agencies wanting more, or if you're not part of a state DOT, you're able to purchase additional licenses, and We did lower the price on these about a year ago, and so also available on the website, as you can see here, is the table of contents with details of all 30 chapters and their contents in the TOM. We also have some trainings that are available for using the TOM. 3 are up right now in the AASHTO training portal. And again, those are free for state DOTs, and more are on their way that are currently under development. And these really get into detail about how DOTs use the TOM and the TOM's connection to day-to-day practices. We've also been working on connecting practitioners with the TOM through our webinar series that I had mentioned earlier. We started that back in 2024. Again, these are all available on our website and through NOCoE's YouTube channel. So again, you could just check out the link in the chat box to get to those. We're also, about a year ago, we also worked on updating the NOCoE website to connect our resources with the TOM, showing how the manual can be used side by side with NOCoE for the full experience of gaining knowledge. So this webinar today, again, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be released as a recording through our newsletter. So if you're not signed up for the newsletter, be sure to do that. And you could use this QR code that's on the slide to get your updates. Okay, so with that, we're going to hear from 3 speakers on their plans, on their programs, the performance measures. And that's going to include Ryan McNary of PennDOT in Pennsylvania DOT, Brent Atkinson of Oregon DOT, and Andrew Bartlett of Niagara International Transportation Technology Coalition, or NITEC. And again, we'll do a Q&A after each speaker, so please feel free to type in your questions to the Q&A box, and then we can moderate those questions. So with that, I am going to turn things over to Ryan. Thanks.